Lambton County came into being in 1849, when the 10 northern townships of Kent District were separated and became a county in their own right, adopting the name of Lambton after John George Lambton. Where did the townships get their names from? Let me try and tell you. Bosanquet, the most northerly township in Lambton County, contains about 75,000 acres, including 2 Indian reserves on the shore of Lake Huron, aggregating about 6,000 acres. The first settlers in Bosanquet Township arrived about 1833. The township itself is named after Mr. Charles Bosanquet, who was the first president of the Canada Company, which company owned a goodly portion of this township. The township of Brooke was named after Sir James Brooke, whose exploits from 1837 to 1847 in establishing a British protectorate in a portion of Borneo made him the popular hero of the day. This township was surveyed by Samuel Smith in 1832. It is one of the eastern tier of townships in Lambton. Don Township was first known as Argamosa, an Indian word meaning walking with snowshoes. Now, how did it get the name of Don? Well, 2 solutions are offered. One is that it refers to the dawn of liberty for escaped Negro slaves who were settled on a portion of this land about 1820 by a man named King. The other theory is that the government surveyors commencing their work at the St. Clair River and working back through what is now the township of Sombra, after passing through great dense forests, which almost excluded the light, came upon higher and open ground and named it the Don. Don Township was originally heavily wooded with elm and ash, and much lumbering was carried on. Now it's mainly farmland. Enniskillen, the central township in Lambton, was named after a town in Fermanagh, Northern Ireland, the scene of a famous battle in 1689 between the supporters of King William III, who defeated those of the exiled King James II, known as the Battle at the River Boyne. The old name of the island was Enniskillen, named after Kethlin, the wife of Balor the Mighty Blows. Enniskillen, of course, is important in Lambton because it's the home of the discovery of oil here in Canada and the first gusher in Lambton County. Euphemia Township is the most southeasterly one of the county, and in point of acreage the smallest, containing just 39,600 acres of land. The Sydenham River enters the township at its extreme north at Aberfeldy, winds easterly and south until it emerges from the township at Florence. Euphemia is a Greek word meaning good language, silence, or praise. It's also the name of Malcolm Cameron's mother. The central township along the St. Clair River is Moore Township, given its name in honor of the celebrated British general Sir John Moore, who fell on the bloody field of Corunna, also the name of a community in Moore Township, just prior to the surveying of this township. No useless coffin enclosed his breast, nor in sheet nor in shroud we wound him, but he lay like a warrior taking his rest, with his martial cloak around him, was said about Sir John Moore. Plimpton, the central of the three townships of Lambton County along Lake Huron, is the second largest township, having over 75,000 acres. The settlement of Plimpton dates back from 1833, when a large number of immigrants settled along the Egremont Road, coming out from Europe under the patronage of Lord Egremont. Plimpton was named after a town in Devonshire, England, on the Plym River, near which was Beechwood, the beautiful home of Sir John Colborne, Governor of Canada, when Plimpton was surveyed. The township of Sarnia bears its name from the Roman name for the island of Guernsey. It was given this name by Sir John Colborne, who was at one time the Governor-General of Guernsey. Located at the point where Lake Huron empties into the St. Clair River, Anglo-Saxons began settlement in this locality in the early 1830s, but there had already been a French settlement here prior to this. The first municipal organization of the township took place in 1836. The most southwesterly township in Lambton County was named Sombra Township by surveyors based on the Spanish word sombra, meaning shade. The surveyors found it densely wooded to such an extent as to almost exclude the light of day, and that's how the name came. Its first municipal organization dates back to 1822, at that time still a part of the county of Kent. In the early days it was a reserve peopled by the Shawanese Indians. The Sydenham River, the north branch of it, traverses the township from north to south. This township was slow in development because of a lack of drainage, but it's now a fine agricultural area. The township of Warwick, on the eastern side of Lambton County, was named after an inland county in England. Both branches of the Sydenham River begin in this township. The surface of the township, being almost entirely level, has been mainly used for farming, with very fertile soil and well adapted for agricultural purposes. The survey of the township took place in 1832, Peter Carroll being the one who accomplished the survey. The earliest settlement was effected during that same year. The first school and the first church were built in Warwick Village. The church in 1843, the school in 1840.